Hey guys, welcome to UKDiver. My name's Andy and we're going to dive Weymouth. So yes guys, I know at the end of the last video I said I was going to see you in the Farns next, but unfortunately the UK weather gods had other plans. It was blown out, so it's just the way it was. That's UK diving for you. I would have loved to have done some other videos. I've got them coming up, but work and everything's just been a bit chaotic lately. So has been organising the scuba club. We're back into full flow and I've stepped down as dive officer and, you know, took on a different role and all this kind of stuff. So a little bit busy, so I do apologise for that. But anyway, what I did get to do last weekend was go and dive out of Weymouth, a little trip I've had planned for a long time, just to do what for me is a bit unusual, a bit more deeper wreck stuff. So never dove out of Weymouth before guys, so let me show you a little bit around. So this is Weymouth, and as you can see, very nice fish and chips, yada yada yada, and very much a tourist hotspot. And for me, that is the problem. Never dove out of Weymouth before, and probably will never dive out of Weymouth again. For the simple reason is that parking is atrocious. So where you can see the boat here, this is in the morning, so it's nice and quiet. You can see there's not too many people around. So you can sort of pull up on the pavement kind of thing and drop your gear. But then you have to go and park quite a distance away. And it's a distance away and quite a distant elevation as well. You have to go up this really great big hill to get to a car park called North Car Park at the top. Now there is supposed to be some free parking knocking around the streets there, but if there is, no one in the group found it. When you got to the evening time, sort of back 3-4 o'clock, the bloody place is packed. There's tourists absolutely everywhere. You have to go and fetch the car, then bring it back down, then try and park it on the pavement, you know, shove all the tourists out of the way, which you can imagine goes down like a, you know, lead balloon. Just too much hassle for me. 5 minutes drive further south, you've got Portland. Again, good boats out of Portland. You've got unlimited parking in the marina there. You've got a pub on the marina. You've got showers, toilets, the air filling station from Skin Deep's just along the way there. It's kind of all there, and it's not jam-packed full of tourists and people getting in the way. So I think for that slightly extra drive, I would definitely go out of Portland if I'm going down there again. We were diving off a boat, again, obviously I've not used before, called Way Chieftain 4, and yeah, absolutely problems with that at all. The boat is a very, very nice catamaran style, which is my preferred style of dive boat, to be honest with you, because the catamaran style just gives it an extra little bit of stability, which is quite nice. It's very, very new looking, and one of the reasons for that is the skipper is super fastidious about it. No tea over the side, he mentioned that stains the gel coat and doesn't like that. And when you put your stages or any bottles on the floor, he's got these little like wooden rack things that you put down to stop it rolling around and marking the boat up and damaging your cylinder and so on and so forth. So absolutely nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with that whatsoever. So yeah, the skipper, it was okay. He wasn't the friendliest guy I've ever met. Probably I'd describe him as more like lost the passion than anything else. He just, you know, he wanted efficiency, he wanted safety, he wanted to get there and get back and sort of get the job done. So, you know, it's been a tough year for everybody. Probably been a tough year for him as well. I had a little bit of chat with him and he said him and his wife were ready to get away, and, you know, when they go away they might not come back. So I think he's probably just had enough at the minute, to be honest with you. So you know, don't expect hugs and all that kind of stuff. He's pretty like straight down the line. The cake selection was superb afterwards. So tea, coffee and chocolate were the drink selections, and cherry bakewells, guys. You can't knock a cherry bakewell. So let's get on to the diving. So welcome to the Netley Abbey. She sits in about 38 metres of water, and I say it's the Netley Abbey, they think it's the Netley Abbey. Now apparently this wreck used to be something else, or they thought it was something else, but now they think it's the Netley Abbey, but that's not been confirmed. There's not been any ship's bell found or anything like that, so they think it's the Netley Abbey. All I can tell you is that if it is the Netley Abbey, then it was a cargo ship that was hauling a load of coal to Russia, which is a bit odd to me because Russia's vast and must have huge coal reserves of its own. So it seems a bit odd that they were shipping coal from the UK to Russia. But anyway, that's what I was told it was doing. So that's what this wreck is. And as you will imagine, it's not the most exciting wreck because you've got wreck and, well, yeah, coal. So here we have the world's smallest spider crab. If you watch my Swanage video I was diving under the pier, I met his granddaddy a couple of weeks ago. So one thing I did notice about this wreck, guys, is the amount of abandoned lobster pots there is all over it. So I've not really seen these round ones before, but there must have been about 25 or 30 lobster pots in total abandoned on this wreck. And in a second you'll meet one of my little friends who I thought was quite an ironic little lobster, as he made his home under one of these abandoned lobster pots that I thought was quite funny. So I must admit, I didn't find a lot to see on this wreck. I mean, here we've got some deck winch materials. Over there, look, another lobster pot. But one thing you might not know, guys, is I've recently started my own Instagram account in UKDiver, so please do follow me there. Here's the little link, look, UKDiver_UK. So I look forward to seeing you over on Insta. Now, I've seen some big edible crabs in my time, but this guy took the absolute biscuit. If I had to describe him, I would have to describe him as buffet size, okay? This is not one crab that you would eat by yourself. This was like, you know, prize, or, you know, this was like centerpiece at a wedding size crab. Fortunately, he's lucky that I don't eat crabs, so he was safe from me, but absolute mammoth of a thing. So guys, I'm afraid for the Netley Abbey for me is a 5 out of 10 star wreck. Nothing too great, and I wouldn't go out of my way to do it again. Now, one thing I'm going to say is that I've been asked by a couple of subscribers to show the dive profiles of the dive that I'm doing, so I'm going to do that at the end of this clip. Let me know whether you think it's useful or not. If most people like it, I'll carry on. If there's not too much feedback, then I just won't bother. So here's some of the guys going in for the second dive of the day, which was a drift dive, and I'm not a massive fan of drift diving in the UK. I find it a bit cold, a bit boring, and anything I do want to see is gone in a flash. But what I did want to do was get the drone up and capture some footage of the boat, because look at the conditions that we had on the first day. I mean, it is flat as a witch is. Well, you know where I'm going with that. So yeah, sit back and enjoy this little short montage of drone footage of the boat, and we'll get back to the diving very shortly. There's some guy just in his pants there. Excuse me. So, as you can see guys, day 2, not half as nice as day 1. The boat was doing some proper rocking and rolling. So, welcome to the Salsette, and first thing I can say is this wreck is huge. I mean, it's massive. Obviously it's massive. It was a P&O cruise liner from back in the day that was sank by a German U-boat in World War One in very sort of contentious circumstances. It wasn't a military vessel, obviously, so there was a bit of an uproar at the time. Now, look at this, guys. This is a absolutely perfect compass jellyfish, like pristine, absolutely beautiful, and one of my favourite things in the ocean, hence why I've got one tattooed on my arm. Yeah, it really doesn't take long before you understand why this is such a iconic wreck and such a classic and such a must-do wreck for the real sort of hardened wreck fans. There is just so many ways into this wreck. If you're into like wreck penetration and going and exploring things, it's vast. There's just holes everywhere. You can sort of get in and out all over the place. I wasn't feeling it. It's a bit deep for me, this, like I've already said, so I stayed very much on the outside, but I can absolutely 100% see why this is an absolute favourite, because there are a lot of dark holes and crevices that it is super tempting to go in and have a bit of an explore. I think for me, one of the downsides of diving a wreck this big is, for me, it's difficult for me to understand what I'm looking at. So I headed to the stern, and I'm pretty sure at this point that this is the stern. I'm like, oh, that's really pretty, and you know, you can sort of see this sort of fanned out sort of semicircle shape that you can see here. Look, and it looks really, really nice. But then I look over the side, and there just appears to be loads more wreck down there. So I don't know if this is the stern or not. So if you know what that bit is, guys, please leave me a comment down below, because I got a bit lost at this point, I've got to say. For me, this bit was very reminiscent of some of the Scapa wrecks that I did when I went up to Scapa, just seeing sort of the ship's ribs and where the plates have fell off it, and you know, wanted to go and stick your head in and have a look. I can totally get that. And there's one bit in a minute where I think we're on the sort of top deck kind of thing, and there's some of the decking missing, and you can literally see right down into the bows. You must be able to drop down maybe another 10 or 15 meters, and I can absolutely, you know, see the temptation. I was quite looking forward to going and having a look in that, but I thought better of it in the end. Yeah, here we are, guys. Look, if you look between these sort of deck beams here, when I swim over in a second, you look how far you can actually see down into the ship. I mean, the torch just doesn't reach there, so that is, you know, quite a distance down there. So that'd be quite fun to get down and explore. Right, so I'm definitely on the deck here because this is Teak Decking, and I recognise this from other wrecks that I've done, so I'm just going down here to have a little feel at, you know, how strong the wood is still, because again, this wreck's been down here like 120 years or something daft like that, so it's been down there for absolutely eons, and it always surprises me how well this Teak Decking does. So just coming to the end of the dive here, guys, and as luck would have it, I bumped into Fran and her dive buddy. Fran is the lovely lass that sorted out this trip for us. They're just launching their DSMB. I'd got 3 or 4 minutes left before I had to go, so I carried on for a little bit before then I popped my DSMB. So the total bottom time for me was about 36 minutes and about a 71-minute total run time, so it was plenty long enough. Well, that's it, guys, for this video. Do give me a like, and please think about hitting that subscribe button because it really does help me out, and I'm so close to getting me 1,000, so I'd really appreciate it if you could. Lots more videos coming up. The dive season in full swing. Since I shot this video, I've been out diving a couple of times, so I'm looking forward to showing you that. But anyway, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Until then, dive safe. Bye bye.